Welcome to Alaska, a world where nature remains raw, majestic, and utterly mesmerizing. This is the land of snow-covered peaks, endless forests, and wide-open skies where the northern lights dance. This journey will take you through natural wonders, unlike anywhere else on Earth. Rising proudly into the sky, Denali, the tallest peak in North America, stands as a symbol of greatness and challenge. Adventurers come not only to conquer its height, but to confront themselves amid the rugged and awe-inspiring wilderness. Hidden deep in Juneau's wilderness, the Mendenhall Glacier glows like a frozen sapphire. As ice breaks in silence, it carries the weight of millennia. Walking here is touching Earth's ancient history, preserved in eternal cold. When night falls, Alaska's sky transforms into a magical stage. Shimmering auroras swirl above, bringing both mystery and peace. Each light is a natural miracle, dancing in silent wonder you'll never forget. Alaska is a haven for wildlife, where grizzlies hunt salmon, bald eagles soar across the sky, and caribou roam the snow. This is more than land. It's a living symphony of nature in motion. Glacier Bay is a realm of drifting ice, towering cliffs, and frigid waters. Despite the cold, it brings serenity, a reminder that beauty often thrives in the harshest places. Winding through the narrow fjord, Endicott Arm greets you with sheer cliffs, glacial blue waters, and crisp air. It's a gateway into another world, ancient, untouched, and almost surreal. Towering stone walls line the fjord, some draped in moss, others raw and sharp, as if carved by ice itself. No traffic, no voices, just wind brushing stone and time whispering through the cliffs. At the end lies Dawes Glacier, a towering wall of ancient ice. When a chunk breaks and crashes into the water, you don't just see it, you feel the thunder echo inside you. Each iceberg in the fjord is a sculpture, some glowing turquoise, others clear as crystal. They drift slowly, silently, like aimless travelers across still waters. Endicott Arm is not empty. It's home to seals resting on floes, bald eagles hunting above, and whales surfacing now and then like miracles breaking the silence. At dawn or dusk, mist glides over the fjord like cold silk. Light filters quietly through the cliffs, creating a dreamscape where time seems to vanish. As the boat leaves Endicott Arm, you don't feel like you're leaving. It feels like you're taking part of it with you. A shard of ice, a distant echo, an eternal memory of a place untouched. Baranof Island is where the temperate rainforest meets the sea, cedar trees draped in moss, leafy canopies forming a natural roof. Every step feels like walking through an ancient, unread book. Sitka, one of Alaska's most unique coastal towns, where native Tlingit roots and Russian heritage still echo through the streets. It's the gateway to Baranof Island's untamed beauty. Deep in the woods lies Baranof Hot Springs, a geothermal miracle. Soak in warm waters while watching waterfalls and rainforest mist drift around you. It's wild serenity, distilled. Baranof isn't just forest, it's home to silent, melting glaciers. From above, they appear like white strokes painted across deep green wilderness. Brown bears stalk salmon in the rivers, bald eagles soar above rocky shores, and sea otters dive through icy waters. Baranof is nature's stage, no audience needed. During storms, Baranof transforms, wild, raw, and unrelenting. The sea roars, waves crash against cliffs like primal drums echoing through time. As the sun sets, the forest hushes, winds soften, and waters turn to glass. Baranof whispers a quiet farewell, leaving a piece of wilderness etched in your heart. Isolated in the Aleutian chain, Unalaska feels almost otherworldly, rugged, windswept, yet deeply peaceful. You don't come here for escape. You come to feel what it means to live on the edge of the world. Dutch Harbour, the heart of Unalaska, is among America's busiest fishing ports. Here, people live with the sea. Every voyage is a gamble, risking everything to bring life back home. Unalaska is a haven for seabirds, gulls, terns, and comical puffins. Amid wind and waves, they soar undeterred, reminding us that freedom finds a way, even in the harshest places. Unalaska is a haven for seabirds, gulls, terns, and comical puffins. Unalaska is a haven for seabirds, gulls, terns, and comical puffins. Unalaska was once a World War II front line, where the US and Japan clashed on American soil. Today, rusted bunkers and moss-covered ruins remain, whispering echoes of a war-long past. Unlike Alaska's famous icons, Unalaska hums a quieter tune. Salmon leap upstream, wild foxes dart through grass, and flowers bloom on volcanic rock. A wilder, subtler Alaska. On Unalaska, you don't need to do anything to feel. Just be still, breathe, and let nature touch your soul. Here, time slows down, and you realize simplicity is the greatest wonder. The Knik River begins with the icy melt of Knik Glacier. Its waters are turquoise and frigid, carrying the breath of frozen centuries. From above, the river looks like a liquid ribbon across the Matanuska Valley. Knik Glacier, a massive wall of ice lying quietly between mountain ranges, is one of Alaska's most accessible glaciers. But don't let the calm fool you. Beneath it is the constant motion of time and pressure. From muddy flats to icy terrain, traveling along the Knik River is an adventurer's dream. Ride ATVs through the wild or soar above the glacier by helicopter. Each path brings you closer to Alaska's raw heart. Along the Knik, wildlife thrives quietly. Eagles glide overhead, moose wander near the banks, and the air smells of wild grass. It's a place where life speaks without word. You just have to listen. From afar, Matanuska looks like a frozen river nestled between endless peaks. No noise, no movement, just silent beauty that stops you in your tracks and lets your soul listen. Tucked in the Matanuska Valley, the Matanuska Glacier stretches over 40 kilometers long and nearly 6 wide. Though it looks still, it's constantly alive, shifting with ice, water, and time. Here you feel the earth breathing. You can walk directly on the Matanuska Glacier, hear the ice crack beneath you, gaze into deep crevasses, and feel the cold seeping into your bones. This isn't just a hike, it's a direct encounter with ancient nature. Beneath the surface lies shimmering blue ice caves, gateways to another world. Every wall and ridge is nature's sculpture, carved over time by water, wind, and cold. As the sun rises, the glacier begins to melt, forming winding streams across the ice. Though frozen, Matanuska nurtures life. Each drop is proof of rebirth inside eternal cold. From afar, Matanuska looks like a frozen river nestled between endless peaks. No noise, no movement, just silent beauty that stops you in your tracks and lets your soul listen. Broad Bay is one of Alaska's most secluded and peaceful coastal gems. No cities, no traffic, just the sea, the mountains, and a silence that wraps around everything. Tides at Broad Bay reshape the landscape each day. At low tide, golden mudflats appear with wave patterns. At high tide, the sea returns in a slow, powerful symphony. Beneath the calm surface lies a world of starfish, crabs, and swaying kelp. Broad Bay shelters hundreds of tiny but vital creatures that keep its ecosystem alive. Broad Bay hosts a symphony of seabirds, from terns and gulls to bald eagles. Each morning, their cries echo across the bay like a sky-born chorus. In the early morning, fog drifts in from the sea, veiling the bay in soft gray. Distant mountain peaks fade in and out, making you feel as if you're walking inside a dream. In Broad Bay, you don't have to do anything. Just sit and listen to the waves, the wind, and your own heartbeat. It's where we step back and let nature speak. As the sun dips behind the hills, golden orange light sweeps across the bay. Broad Bay ends the day gently, with a soft goodbye and a quiet promise to return. Glacier Bay opens like an ancient book, where ice is still alive. Emerald waters wind between rock and glacier, leading into a world beyond the present. This is the beginning of a journey through time, ice, and majestic silence. The glaciers of Glacier Bay don't just stand, they shift, crack, and crash into the sea. The sound of ice breaking echoes like ancient drums, marking nature's endless transformation. On the icy waters, seals rest on floes, otters play beneath streams, and sometimes humpback whales breach the surface. Though Though cold and harsh, Glacier Bay sustains life, quiet, resilient, and wild. From rocky cliffs, bald eagles watch the tides. Seabirds dive through misty air, catching fish in icy waters. Glacier Bay belongs not just to ice, but to the ever-moving sky. You can kayak through still waters or hike moss-laden trails. Every step here is a quiet conversation with nature. No words needed, only silence and presence. From rocky cliffs, bald eagles watch the tides. Seabirds dive through misty air, catching fish in icy waters. Glacier Bay belongs not just to ice, but to the ever-moving sky. Fog in the morning, blazing sun by noon, soft drizzle in the afternoon, and crimson skies by dusk. Glacier Bay changes mood within hours. That unpredictability keeps it alive, breathing, and always awe-inspiring. Fairbanks is unlike any other city. Near the Arctic Circle, it's where modern life meets raw nature. You can sip coffee in a wooden cafe while watching the snowfall and listening to wind whisper through distant forests. From August to April, Fairbanks skies light up with auroras, dancing ribbons of color across the night. It's more than a natural event. It's a silent miracle that makes everyone pause and look up. The Athabascan and other native peoples have lived here for thousands of years. They know the snow, hunt the forest, and pass stories by fire and drum. Fairbanks holds the memory of a culture built to endure. In summer, the sun barely sets. The midnight sun makes time feel dreamlike. You might go walking at 11 p.m. and find the light still golden, like the world has paused just for you. On nights when it's minus 20 degrees, you can soak in Shana hot springs. Steam rises into the snowy air, cold above, warm below. It's a strange, soothing contrast you'll never forget. Dog sledding was how people traveled here for centuries. You hear the dog's breath steaming in the cold, the sled whispering across snow. It's the ancient rhythm of Alaska in motion. When you leave Fairbanks, you carry more than photos. You carry quiet emotion, memories of light and ice, and a respect for life in the north. Fairbanks doesn't speak loudly, but it stays with you. Palmer sits in the heart of the Matanuska Valley, surrounded by towering peaks and open fields. It's a place where snow still caps the mountains, yet farmers work the soil below, a different fertile side of Alaska. Palmer is famous for its vibrant farms, especially its world record-sized cabbages. In this cold land, agriculture doesn't just survive, it thrives boldly and beautifully. Each morning, fog lifts from the valley, sunlight hits the peaks, creating a scene both peaceful and powerful. The Chugach Mountains rise behind Palmer like an eternal shield. The Matanuska River winds through this land, carrying glacier water to nourish the fields. It's more than a water source. It's a witness to the rhythms and changes of the valley. Every summer, Palmer hosts the Alaska State Fair, where cabbages can weigh dozens of kilos. But beyond the spectacle, it's a celebration of land, labor, and local pride. In Palmer, nothing rushes. Neighbors know each other, kids ride bikes down the main street, and cafes open early. This is where you slow down and hear your own heartbeat, surrounded by nature. When you leave Palmer, you take more than pictures. You carry the feeling of a gentle, warm, and quiet Alaska. It's a side of Alaska few expect, but no one forgets. Amid wild forests and rugged peaks, Granite Creek flows quietly, a silver thread woven through untouched nature. No cars, no signal, just the sound of water and wind through leaves. Here, time feels suspended. The trail beside the creek is shaded by moss-covered trees. When sunlight breaks through, it dances across the water like glitter. Every step feels like quiet meditation in deep nature. Granite Creek's waters are so clear, you can see every pebble on the stream bed. In the sunlight, it reflects trees and mountains like a flawless, natural mirror. You might spot a moose sipping from the creek, birds crossing overhead, or bear tracks in soft mud. Every creature comes to the stream because it's life itself flowing through the forest. Camping by Granite Creek is a return to the raw. When night falls, there are no lights, only the creek's murmur, the crackle of fire, and a sky full of stars. It's Alaska in its truest form. No soundtrack needed. Granite Creek speaks in sound. Gentle water, rustling leaves, sacred silence. It's a symphony with no conductor, played by the earth itself. When you leave Granite Creek, you carry stillness with you. The sound of water, light through trees, and the feeling of being small in the wild, it all keeps flowing, even after you're gone. Valdez may be a small town, but it's surrounded by towering peaks, deep bays, and ancient glaciers. Here, ice meets ocean, creating an Alaska that's both wild and poetic. From Valdez, you can witness Columbia Glacier, one of the world's largest and fastest retreating glaciers. Massive icebergs break into the sea like fragments of the Earth's ancient memory. Valdez's harbor bustles year-round, even in deep snow. Fishing boats come and go, bringing back salmon, halibut, and the unshakable spirit of Alaskan fishermen. Along the road to Valdez lies Keystone Canyon, where waterfalls freeze into crystal walls each winter. Along the road to Valdez lies Keystone Canyon, where waterfalls freeze into crystal walls each winter. In the chilly waters of Valdez Bay, sea otters float peacefully, bald eagles soar above, and sea lions bask on rocky shores. Life here thrives, even in the coldest corners. Valdez was destroyed by the 1964 earthquake and avalanche, one of Alaska's worst disasters. But it was rebuilt stronger, standing today as a symbol of Alaskan resilience. As you leave Valdez, you take more than memories of ice, mountains, and sea. You carry a quiet reverence for nature. It's a cold place that leaves a warm mark on the heart. Beaver Lake is unlike anywhere else. A still, quiet lake nestled deep in Alaska's forest. On early mornings, the water mirrors the sky and trees so clearly you can hear birds calling, branches falling gently onto the surface. It's a place that makes you slow your breath and listen. Each sunrise at Beaver Lake feels like a gentle miracle. Mist glides across the surface. Golden light touches the treetops, and the lake becomes a living canvas. In that moment, you feel small, but deeply connected to the wild world around you. At the water's edge, tracks of moose, beavers, and even bears sometimes appear, but everything here moves quietly. Beavers build with branches, wild ducks glide across the lake. The trails around Beaver Lake are unmarked, just moss, trees, and sunlight slipping through the canopy. As you walk, there's no noise, only the crunch of leaves, your own steps, and maybe a squirrel darting past. It's the kind of silence that clears your mind. Camping here is unforgettable. As night falls, the fire flickers, the lake lies perfectly still, and the stars stretch endlessly above. No cars, no city lights, just you and nature. It's the kind of night where every thought fades into the dark. When autumn arrives, the forest ignites in reds, oranges, and golds. The lake reflects it all, like silk in motion. No filters, no editing, just nature, already perfect, already art. Leaving Beaver Lake, you'll feel lighter, as if something heavy stayed behind. The lake remains still and waiting for your return. Captain Bay sits quietly along the edge of Unalaska Island, where rocky cliffs rise from the sea and morning fog lingers thick. No tourists, no billboards, just a raw, untouched Alaska, peaceful as if time has never arrived. Fishing boats rest in the quiet bay, the water barely rippling in the breeze. There's no rush, no ship horns. Time moves slowly in Captain Bay, as if breathing in sync with the ocean itself. They circle silently over the cold waters, watching the wild world below like quiet guardians of this frozen frontier. Bald eagles, the symbol of American wilderness, often soar above Captain Bay. On misty mornings, Captain Bay nearly vanishes. The horizon blurs, mountains and water merge into soft gray. It humbles you, and strangely, brings a peace only found in places where nature reigns. Though few people pass through, Captain Bay is far from empty. Sea otters drift, seabirds call from cliffs, and the ocean moves without pause. It's life that needs no attention, quiet, enduring, and free. Captain Bay's shoreline is made of ancient stones, cold, dark, and rough like time itself. There's no flash here, just a quiet depth shaped by millions of years of Earth's memory. Leaving Captain Bay doesn't bring regret, only a quiet space newly filled inside you. No drama, no noise, just something unforgettable when you speak of Alaska again. Turnagain Arm stretches like a silver ribbon beneath the mighty Chugach Mountains. It's not quite ocean, not quite river. It's the meeting point of icy seas and Alaska's wild snowy peaks. The Seward Highway curves along Turnagain Arm, forming one of North America's most scenic drives. Each bend reveals a new canvas. Mountains, sea, clouds, and light shifting constantly. Turnagain Arm is famous for its boar tide, a powerful wave rolling against the current, surging through the inlet. Few places on Earth experience this rare phenomenon, and Alaska is one of them. Amid the cold and isolation, life thrives. Bald eagles soar over the inlet. Dall sheep graze on cliffs. This is a land where nature still holds dominion. At sunset, Turnagain Arm glows in silver and gold. The inlet becomes a liquid mirror, reflecting Alaska's sky in a moment so still, it takes your breath away. When the tide retreats, vast mudflats appear, soft, deep, and dangerous. Yet beneath the surface lie thousands of years of sediment, marking the passage of time and ancient life. Turnagain Arm is not loud, but everything moves: tides, winds, light, even emotion. It's a place you don't just see, but feel, with every breath of the wild around you. Susitna, meaning sandy river in native tongue, stretches nearly 500 kilometers through forests, snowy peaks, and remote valleys. A wild, free-flowing river that has never been tamed. The Susitna begins near the Alaska Range, where glacial melt feeds cold, silty waters. It's a meeting place of rock, ice, and unstoppable flow. Subtle, deep, and constant. The Susitna isn't loud, but never silent. Water rushing, pebbles shifting, wind brushing the surface. It's the soundtrack of the land. With each season, Susitna changes its robe: icy gray in winter, deep green in spring, turquoise in summer, and blazing gold in fall. Rivers, too, have moods. As Susitna spreads into the lowlands, it leaves thick silt behind. Like Earth's journal recording melt seasons and salmon runs, time gathers silently here. With each season, Susitna changes its robe: icy gray in winter, deep green in spring, turquoise in summer, and blazing gold in fall. Rivers, too, have moods. Stand by the Susitna and you'll see, it never stops, like time, like life. It waits for no one, holds on to nothing. It simply flows forward. Driftwood Bay lies quietly in remote Alaska, where driftwood washes ashore to create a landscape unlike any other. Each log tells a story of a long journey across the sea. The wind is gentle, the waves whisper. Everything here is slow and fully alive. Above, the sky stretches without end. Ahead, the sea lies still like glass. This is a place where you can sit for hours, listening only to yourself. No cars, no phones, just the breath of the land and the wind. At Driftwood Bay, solitude isn't heavy. It's clear and soft, like waves touching old wood. Each breeze feels like a quiet story. There's nothing grand here, yet somehow it stays with you. The wind weaves through scattered driftwood, damp sand, and mossy cliffs. It doesn't speak loudly, yet you still hear something. A secret only those who pause long enough will understand. Seabirds step lightly on the sand. Tiny crabs scurry between rocks. Far off, a seal peeks above the waves. Every life here is quiet, but none of it fades into the background. As the sun sets, Driftwood Bay shifts in color, from deep blue to pale orange, then violet dusk. The fading light coats the driftwood, adding memory to every grain, an evening you'll never quite forget. A place where few stay long, yet it always leaves something behind. When you leave Driftwood Bay, you take nothing except a bit of quiet, a touch of wind, and a beautiful emptiness inside. Gastineau Channel is a long, reflective mirror separating modern Juneau from the forested Douglas Island. It's a gentle boundary between people and wilderness, city and silence. On calm days, the water becomes a giant mirror, reflecting sky and mountain. The channel speaks no words, yet it tells stories of time, of seasons, of those who pass through. Fishing boats, tour vessels, and float planes all share this water. Gastineau Channel is more than scenic. It's a lifeline, a connection between communities and the vast land beyond. Tides in the Gastineau Channel reshape everything. At low tide, mudflats emerge, feeding grounds for seabirds, footprints etched into the wet earth. A different world quietly awakens. In fall, trees along the channel blaze with yellow, orange, and red. The water turns honey gold at sunset, flowing slowly through a silent, heart-stirring canvas. Even near the city's heart, nature stays close. Eagles circle overhead, seals swim just offshore, and sometimes a deer walks by. Gastineau Channel reminds us, we still belong to the wild. As daylight fades, city lights begin to glow, while the channel remains still, untouched by time. Another day passes, but the water keeps flowing, listening, remembering. The Eklutna Tailrace flows from a hydroelectric plant, yet it holds a strange natural beauty. Glacial blue and icy cold, it winds through the Alaskan landscape, as if nature welcomed it back as its own. Unlike roaring rivers, the Eklutna Tailrace flows softly, like a lullaby. On foggy mornings, it lies still as glass, quieting not just the land but the mind as well. On foggy mornings, it lies still as glass, quieting not just the land but the mind as well. A quiet conversation between man and nature unfolds here. The water here glows with a glacial blue, born from Eklutna's melting ice. Clear, deep and cold, it's a beauty unlike any other man-made waterway on Earth. Eklutna Tailrace isn't just engineered flow, it's a symbol of the delicate balance between progress and preservation. Amid human construction, nature still finds space, resilient and undeniably alive. Dutch Harbour, a small name at the edge of America. Yet in this cold, windy, and fog-shrouded place, a resilient community lives side by side with the sea. It's not just a location, it's the starting point of stories about courage and survival. Dutch Harbour is the busiest fishing port in the U.S., where thousands of tons of cod and salmon are hauled ashore each year. There are no office hours here. Life follows the rhythm of tides and weather. These people don't just work the sea, they live it. Work in Dutch Harbour isn't for the faint of heart. Crews head out into storms, battling freezing winds and towering waves. But within the hardship, they find meaning in every fish caught, in every safe return. Dutch Harbour was once a battlefield, one of the few U.S. locations bombed during World War II. Old bunkers, modest museums, and the memories of locals still hold the echoes of a turbulent past. Surrounded by volcanoes, deep seas, and endless fog, Dutch Harbour is both majestic and fierce. The eagles soar above fishing boats. Rain strikes, then fades. It's not an easy place to live, but it's impossible to leave behind. In the rush of daily life, rare calm moments appear. Golden light on the harbor, a quiet laugh from the docks. Peace in Dutch Harbour is fleeting, but that makes it all the more precious. Dutch Harbour isn't a comfortable destination, but it's unforgettable. Tough, honest, and never dressed up, it's part of Alaska's wild soul, intact and irreplaceable. Portage Bay is fed by meltwater from Portage Glacier, forming a cold yet tranquil inlet. The still surface reflects snow-covered peaks like a mirror. Standing here feels like stepping back in time, where everything slows down and the moment stretches forever. Towering mountains surround Portage Bay, their slopes lined with ancient ice. The glacial blue waters move slowly beneath this grandeur. The peace here isn't soft, it's powerful, forged from snow and stone. There are no engines, no voices, only the trickle of water at the boat's bow and the breeze whispering through the forest. In Portage Bay, you don't have to speak, just listen, and nature will tell you everything you need to hear. Small icebergs drift across the bay, slowly melting under Alaska's pale sunlight. Each fragment is a quiet reminder. Beauty is fragile and precious, and we are only visitors in this ancient world. When you leave Portage Bay, you take nothing physical, but the silence, the feeling of touching something raw and eternal, it stays with you. This isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to rediscover yourself. Hatcher Pass is a journey, not just a place. The road winds between towering peaks, endless green ridges, and drifting clouds. Every turn reveals a new perspective, vast, silent, and utterly breathtaking. The old Independence mine sits quietly on the slope, a relic of Alaska's gold rush dreams. Weathered wood, collapsed walls, and rusted pipes whisper stories of people who once hoped, worked, and faded with time. At Hatcher Pass, the wind moves endlessly over rocks, cliffs, and alpine meadows. There's no city sound, only nature's gentle call. Here you hear yourself the clearest. Snow-capped peaks peek behind clouds and glacial streams run gently below. Everything appears like a painting, but you don't need to summit a mountain. Sometimes just standing still is enough to feel the grandeur. Take a small trail and you might find a hidden lake or a herd of Dall sheep grazing quietly. Hatcher Pass is where the best things aren't on maps. They reveal themselves to those who slow down and notice. Hatcher Pass comes alive in its brief summer. Green grass, wildflowers, and warm light. But in just weeks, snow returns, covering all in white silence. It reminds you beauty is fleeting, so live fully while it lasts. Just a few hours from Anchorage, Hatcher Pass feels like another world. Untouched wilderness, deep breath for the soul. This is Alaska in its rawest form, wild, simple, and unforgettable. From afar, Mount Edgecumbe rises like a perfect painting, a symmetrical cone, snow-capped year-round, framed by Sitka's forest and ocean. It feels hand-sketched by nature itself, silent, yet anything but ordinary. Though dormant, Mount Edgecumbe lives on through legend. For the Tlingit people, it's a sacred place, a symbol of balance between fire and water, earth and sky. A volcano asleep but never forgotten. In 1974, a legendary prank was played. Someone lit tires atop the mountain, making Sitka believe the volcano was erupting. A harmless joke, but it proved just how closely Mount Edgecumbe is tied to life here. The hike to the summit stretches 11 kilometers through dense forest, cold creeks, and windswept ridges. But once you reach the top, with the Pacific Ocean unfolding before you, all fatigue disappears. It's just you and all of Alaska below. Mount Edgecumbe doesn't roar or rage. Yet every glance toward it reveals a quieter Alaska, where time slows and everything feels more meaningful. A volcano at rest, still telling stories. At first, Alaska feels like a destination, but the deeper you go, the more it becomes something to feel. It quiets the heart and opens the mind until it no longer feels like a place, but an experience. You might forget the names, the places, but you won't forget how it felt to face a glacier, to hear eagles cry from the peaks, or to hold your breath as the sun dipped behind silent trees. Alaska doesn't speak, but with trees, mountains, and ice, it tells stories deeper than words. What nature whispers here might be exactly what your soul needed to hear. You'll leave Alaska. You'll return to your daily life, but something inside you will have changed. A part of you, quieter, freer, more connected, will remain in this wild place. Alaska never begs you to stay, but once you've been, you'll want to return, not for the views, but for the feeling of being real, of being small in something greater. And Alaska will still be here waiting.